And everyone just relax. Close your eyes if you like to, otherwise you can keep them open and feel into the body. And the thinking mind is a very, very talky mind, and it can come up with good, intelligent solutions. But sometimes the deepest knowledge comes from a place which is deeper than just the outside talky mind. So connecting with the body and connecting to that place where deep wisdom comes from, which is far more powerful and true than the more surface intelligence that we usually use. And from that deep place, we can see that all of us are on a journey. Our goal is wellness. But in order to achieve this state of wellness, we have to become specialists in the art of suffering, the cause of suffering, and how to remove the cause of suffering. And for that, the training ground is when we suffer. So it's actually in the times in our life when things are not going well that the training and the work is done to allow us to move towards wellness. Because wellness is our birthright. We are naturally happy. We are naturally equanimous. As a baby, we can't remember, but we were born that way. We didn't judge anything. We just existed and we were peaceful in that existence. But our mind comes in and starts judging and craving and wanting things. And it's that wanting, that craving, which provides the emotional energy for the thought processes to come up with thoughts. And if the craving process is inherently negative, which in a way it is, because it's a feeling like I've got to get something, I need something, and things are not right, then based on that energy, the thought patterns themselves are also kind of negative. And because of this, there's a shift that occurs. That when we are in the grips of craving, the thought patterns come up in such a way that things always seem worse than they are, glass half empty. We seem to be in a pessimistic mood. And what happens is it's an unfortunate cycle because it creates more of a division. I don't want this and I do want that, which creates more craving, which creates more unpleasant feeling, which creates more negative energy, upon which the thinking mind gets triggered into yet more negative sort of thought patterns. Feel in and ask your deep wisdom, is that true or is it not true? But here comes the good news. The good news is that the reverse is also true. If our mind is happy in the present moment and not craving, and instead is content, then there's a kind of a peaceful energy. And based on that peaceful energy, if we do turn our mind to a particular subject, for somehow our mind skews the thought patterns into a more positive way. We feel compassion to those normally annoying people. We feel grateful for the small things in life that we have. We start to feel a sense of love for other people when we don't feel as disconnected as we used to. Now, neither is good or bad, they're both just as they are, but from a personal point of view, it's just so much nicer to live in a state of love and peace and tranquility and happiness rather than the cycle of depression. So the question is, can we deliberately make use of this feedback cycle? Now, if you can make use of this feedback cycle, even when things are going badly, you're really doing some good training work. So in our life, some of us, quite frankly, have got some issues. There's difficulties going on. If not with us personally, then with people close to us. We could rightly sit here and whinge about all the problems that we have, but that's not going to help this feedback cycle of joy. So the meditation today is, can we find the small things to be grateful about, to be happy about? And can we observe the feedback cycle as, when we think about those joyful small things amidst the difficult things, can we notice that it's lifting up our energy? It's smoothing out our energy. It's making us open rather than contracted. Can we feel that in our body? Take a moment to feel it and sink in. It's another favorite word of mine, is sinking into the peace when it appears in the body, when we're thinking about the positive things that we can be grateful for. Just standing by the window while the rain pours down. Or the small amount of concern on a friend's face when they're genuinely interested in our welfare. Small things like that. And now, as the mind starts up again, try to notice, are our thoughts a little bit more positive because of this sort of peace and tranquility that we feel within us? And generally, one would say, yes, it seems like the thoughts are a little bit more optimistic, glass half full, if we've got this ongoing peace. And because of that, well, if we read TMI, there's something called unification of the mind happening. And that in itself creates a sense of, there's an internal joy that arises that is not based on anything external. It's just because of unification of mind, which we haven't studied yet, but is something else that is going on under the surface, so to speak. And go ahead and store those learnings for yourself in that special place we keep for such learnings. Allow it to penetrate into our worldview so that we start looking for this on a daily basis and start looking, how can we feed into this feedback circle of joy and peace, positivity. And then have a little stretch and open your eyes and come back for the end of the session.